You got it.
Okay, ready to go.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the March 1st Board of Commissioners meeting for the Elizabeth Township Commissioners. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we could please stand for the pledge and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can sit, please. Roll call, please, Mr. Butler.
Commissioner Walk,
Collier.
Here.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Here.
Commissioner Bekowitz,
Accused.
Commissioner Algieri,
Here.
Commissioner Roderick, on mute maybe.
Here.
All
There you-
right. And President Rocco, Commissioner Poyer
Here.
and President Rocco.
Here. Okay, we'd like to start tonight with our department reports. I know that I think John was having some issues. Greg, is that correct?
Yeah, he had a personal emergency today, so he will not be at the meeting.
Did you have anything that you could fill us in on, Greg? I know we talked this afternoon.
He did submit a report over the weekend. There is an ordinance on the agenda that addresses some of the parking, issues that we want to resolve. Most of it, we defined improved parking surface and talked a little bit about storage of trailers, campers, and motorhomes. So it's the beginning of several changes over the course of the next couple months.
Thank you. Engineers report, KLH, Mr. Mowry. I know you're joining us from where? Some sunny spot somewhere in the world?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us from that far out there. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President. So just a couple updates on our ongoing project. We did have our monthly job meeting with the line contractors for the force main. Both of them indicated that probably within the next couple weeks, all the pipe will be in the ground. And weather permitting, get into restoration. I know that Alex Paris is going to be meeting with some individuals, when I say individuals from our office and RTC, to go over some of the restoration on their contract already. And then shortly after that, Petrakis will be following. So they are moving along. Obviously the restoration is going to be weather dependent. We did, and I see it's later on in the report. Both contractors did request for a 2-week time extension due to the weather. RTC has also already granted those extensions. So this, obviously waiting for the township to do the same, and then we'll pass those on. The other big item, bids were opened here last week on the pump station contracts. I know that the total project cost with both contracts, we did submit a bid report. I don't know if it made it into your packets, but
yes, it did.
okay. The total project cost is $19,832,900. I know it's more than your Penvest loan amount. I will have to say though, in this climate, that bid price is actually really good. It's hard to tell with the whole pandemic and the way supplies are and equipment, nowadays is. So that is a really good bid. Both contractors that you have, we have worked with both of them. They are really good contractors. So my recommendation would be, and Mr. Rakunas, you can chime in. I know you're probably not in a position to award those tonight, but because of the Penvest cycle, I think it's called a notice of intent to award. So if you do give us that authorization, and you're ready to move forward, we will start getting all the required documentation from the contractors. They have to do all the NBE, WBE. There's a bunch of paperwork that the state needs to kind of work through that closing process. But we'll need an intent to award so that I can start engaging the contractors to get me that paperwork. So the only other item that I have.
Before you move on, John, you would like us to do that tonight?
Yes, sir.
I think he's
Intent to award.
Yep.
We can, Matt, can we just add that to our agenda item?
Yeah, add it to the agenda item and just give the public a chance to comment on it. That's all at that point.
Okay, that concludes my report on the sewer project. If
I
anybody has,
do have a question, John, please, on the Buena Vista end. The bid for that includes the holding tank. Does it also include the demolition of the sewage treatment plant at such time?
yes, sir.
That's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
The only other item that I have that is not on my written report, I know that one of our engineers was scheduled to meet with Paul last week to go over the roads on the road program. I think that did happen. So we will start working through that and getting that ready to go out to bid. So that is all I have, ladies and gentlemen, unless there are any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Mowry?
No.
Okay, thanks, John. We appreciate you coming all the
Yep.
way from
Hit him straight.
Arizona.
Thank you.
Chief, your report, any report?
I only have one thing to discuss it's included in my monthly report, but it's just more of to get the message out to the public is regarding the identity thefts that we've had. So as you can see in my monthly report, we've been overwhelmed by identity thefts in the last 2 weeks. Most of them, most recently, are involving a Chase Bank account, to where the residents in the township are receiving a debit card and checking account from Chase Bank. So anybody who has received one of those who didn't apply for it, we ask that you call the police station and file a police report. Our guys will be able to walk you through how to file a identity theft with the FTC and the credit bureaus and all that stuff. So just today alone, we took 10 reports on daylight shift.
Well, I got one today, Chief.
Yeah, it's not only our area. It seems to be, I guess Clareton had a bunch, and now all of a sudden it seems we got a bunch, and all the surrounding municipalities are getting them too. But from what we can see, it seems to be a nationwide issue. So, like I said, anybody that's been victimized by that receives a Chase debit card in the mail or a savings account or a checking account that they didn't apply for, we just ask that they call the police station and speak to an officer.
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Anything else for the chief? Public Works, Paul?
Yeah, other than the written report I submitted last week, I did meet with Dan Geiger from KLH. We went out and surveyed the roads, measured everything needs to be done. So he has all that information. They actually started on the salt bin today for the roof, since the weather did break here, and scheduled to pick up the street sweeper on Wednesday.
Good.
Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Thanks, Paul. Anything for Public Works? I just want to commend your guys and your crew for the 6 major snow events that we've had. You guys did a great, remarkable job. I mean, really did. So, and I know I've had a lot of positive comments and want to just thank you for that. I know that a lot of long hours there, man. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's the month of February was kind of tough.
It was brutal, but
Thank you.
You did a great job, and please extend that congratulations to your staff as well.
I will.
Sanitary, Viola Water. I think someone's there. I hope.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. You all should have our written report for the month of February. And for the month of February, we treated a total of 42 million gallons with an average flow of 1.5 million gallons per day. We disposed of 168,000 gallons of thickened sludge through Hapchuck. Some of that went to McKeesport, and some of that actually went to Wheeling, West Virginia, pardon me. So far, we don't have all of our analytical back for the month, but so far we're in compliance, and certainly we expect to be in compliance with discharge limits for the month. I will just mention that we had one major repair at the wastewater treatment plant in Buena Vista, what we call the forward flow pump. It's a Godwin pump that failed, just essentially worn out, and it was not rebuildable, so we had to purchase a new one. And that was done without any interruptions in service. And we have the new one in and operating correctly. That's about all I have. I can address any questions.
Any questions at this time?
No.
No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rakunas, report?
I have nothing outside the items we discussed in executive session.
Thank you. Mr. Butler, Township Manager report, anything?
Just a few things, Mr. President. Thank you. We ran our first payroll with ADP. We had to kind of do it on the back end because there's still some work to be done on the front end, which is called the time and attendance application, where the employees add their time themselves. So we're very close. We have 2 meetings set up before the next payroll, but we're getting very, very close. So that'll be a huge success there. We are this week going to start advertising heavily for the comprehensive plan meetings that are on March 16th. So just so the public knows, we have a 4:30 meeting and a 6 o'clock meeting. So they're identical meetings at different times, just so we can handle the input from the residents. And they are unfortunately Zoom meetings, but for anyone that can't make a Zoom meeting, we do have PowerPoint packages and other information available for pickup at the township building. All you need to do is come to the building, call the number that's on the front door, and we will run a package out to you. And then we're also going to record the meeting so that you can view them and comment on them later on. So your comments don't have to happen on that day. They can happen after that day. Also, just real quick, a few other notes. We sent a letter to the DEP about our recent activities with our MS4, mostly educational and GIS related. We received our liquid fuels funding today in the amount of $447,667.05. So that's good news. We're also running a few ideas internally for our Easter egg hunt. In the COVID era, we're going to be very cautious about how we do it, but look out on the website and the Facebook for some announcements that we're going to have an Easter egg hunt for the kids. And that's it. I met with Northwest Bank and I met with Municipal Benefit Service just to check our accounts and make sure everything's okay. Kind of just a yearly, status of the State of the Union meetings. And that's really all I have for now.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it. Before we go to committee reports, I just want to make an acknowledgement that we did have 2 executive sessions. I missed that on the agenda, sorry. We had one on February 17th to discuss personnel litigation, and then we had one tonight, which is the 1st of March, to discuss some litigation issues. Okay, committee reports, budget and finance. Dan, any report?
Yeah, for budget and finance, the only major thing this month was just finally getting the rest of the funds that were over at Bank of New York Mellon transferred over to Pliget. Greg, thanks for all your help on that. That's really it for this month.
Thanks, Dan. Code enforcement building inspection.
Yeah, Bart, I'll give a report on that. So the committee took a tour of the township. We did a drive and we looked at some of the most blighted properties in the township, and we're going to be working with the code enforcement department to see what we could do to remediate those issues. I was also invited by Dr. Walk on a Shake Hog Zoom to discuss how the COG is going to be targeting blight in the next coming year. The county has developed a new grant program with a allocation of approximately 1.3 million for municipalities in Allegheny County. And I'm going to be talking to Kyle about, and the Code Enforcement Committee about applying for a grant for some of the demolitions that are upcoming.
Thanks, Andrew. Parks and Recreation, any report?
The parks are very wet and recreation is very lacking.
It's snowing now, Kyle, so we're now back to snow. So hopefully,
Nothing going on.
okay, thank you. Personnel, we did have a personnel meeting and there's some items on the agenda tonight to be approved for personnel. With the help of Mr. Butler, we'll go through those tonight. Public Safety Police, any report? Hearing no comment from anyone, I guess there is no report. And Sanitation, Kyle, anything?
Other than my mind's all full of numbers, no. John gives the report and it's moving along. Thank you.
One more thing that I think, again, I don't know whether I'm missing this or I just didn't, but Greg, we had no report from our force main update, right? Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, I forgot to invite Dave. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Any public comment, Mr. Butler?
No, I did not receive any public comment.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to go to our resolutions then. We're going to do these as consent motions. I'll read them and then consent. I think you can do it that way, Mr. Rakunas. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Thank you. So we're going to go number one, motion to approve resolution 2020-104, determining that the acquisition and subsequent disposition of the parcel of vacant land known as block and lot number 1569-D302 through Allegheny County Vacant Property Recovery Program is in accord with the comprehensive plan of Elizabeth Township. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Kyle, second.
Second.
Any discussion?
For public discussion, these next three items, I do believe are the houses that we had talked about demolishing.
Correct. I believe that's correct, Matt.
I don't think they
No,
are.
I don't think so. I think these are
The
part
side
of,
lot program.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is the side lot vacant recovery program. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
oh.
Yeah, in order for the county to approve it, they need your
motion.
vote on it first
Okay.
as a resolution.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, second one, motion to approve resolution 2020-105, determining that the acquisition and subsequent disposition of the parcel of vacant land known as block and lot number 760M-237 through the Allegheny County Vacant Property Recovery Program is in accord with the comprehensive plan of Elizabeth Township. We have a motion, please.
So moved.
We have a motion by Kyle, second by Andrew. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Motion to approve resolution 2020-106, determining that the acquisition and subsequent disposition of the partial vacant land known as block and lot number 1413-A-65 through Allegheny County Vacant Property Recovery Program is in accord with the comprehensive plan of Elizabeth Township. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Dan, second by Kyle. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Greg sort of took my thunder a little bit. Actually, tonight's really the major focus that I want to make sure that we get out there to the public and have any questions, if we have any comments about, is our comprehensive plan, these two meetings that are occurring on March 16th, which is a couple weeks away. This is really a critical piece in our planning sessions. This is where we're going to get public input. Already, we've had quite a number of folks engage the staff from environmental planning and design. I think over a couple hundred emails and responses. So, we're really moving well with this. And as Greg said, that these two meetings are unfortunately going to be Zoom calls. However, We have 2 time slots to make it hopefully appropriate for one from 4:30 to 5:45. And then the second one is from 6:30 to 7:45. Again, that's on the 16th of March. And you know, these we're going to cover basically the same questions. You don't have to attend both sessions, but we'd love to have input from folks that are interested in the parks and recreation, folks that are interested in public safety, any issue that you think that is important for that you'd like to have some input. We'd love to have you on board. Make a comment, get your voice known, because this is a critical piece of the comprehensive plan. And if you have any questions about that, certainly Greg, as he mentioned, he's been doing a great job. Call the municipal office, the township office for that, and go to our website. There's information out there about the comprehensive plan, a great tool that environmental planning and design has put out there. And I think that's really, we're really coming down to the home stretch and finalizing it. So I'm looking forward to get the input. Anyone else? Dan, you want to comment on that? I know you're involved. Kyle, you've been attending every meeting as well. Anything I'm missing there for
the best thing to say is this is going to show how the township's going to move forward for the next basically 10 years. So we have to get as much public input as we can. So hopefully a lot of people come out and show up for the Zoom call.
Thank you. Other than that, that's really all. I really want to make, and again, I'll talk to Christine Haynes as soon as one. That's something, Christine, we really want to emphasize to the media, that this is important. We want to make that a focal point of our meeting tonight. That this comprehensive plan is something we really want to push, and hopefully we'll have some great input from the community. Okay, these next items are non-expenditure items, so these will also be as well consent motions. So items for consideration, please. Number 1, motion to approve commissioners meeting dated February 1st, 2021. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Motion.
Second, I think that was Andrew. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 2, motion to appoint Keith Kelly to the Elizabeth Township Zoning Hearing Board for the term 1/1/21 through 12/31/24. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Rob,
Motion.
second. I didn't hear the second. Kyle was the second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, motion to appoint Mark Kane to the Elizabeth Township Planning Commission for the term 1/1/21 through 12/31/24. Can I have a motion?
So moved. Motion.
We have a second.
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 Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 4, motion to approve the revised job descriptions of the code enforcement, zoning officer, administrative assistant code and office, administrative assistant, finance and administrative assistant sanitation. Have a motion, please.
So moved. So moved. Second.
So I don't know who said that, but I know we have a motion. I think that was Rob, and Rich was the second. Any discussion?
Not really a discussion. I just want to thank the Personnel Committee, Dr. Rocco, and also Matt and Greg. I know this was an immense amount of work that you put into this motion number 4 and motion number 5. Big time. Really helpful.
Well, I know from where I sit, I want to thank Greg for his leadership there. I mean, he really put together these, and I think it's going to help us moving forward. And the same with the next motion coming up. But thanks, Cal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. Number 5, motion to approve the job performance evaluation forms for code enforcement zoning officer, administrative assistant code and office, administrative assistant finance, and administrative assistant sanitation township manager. I need a motion.
So moved.
That's Rich.
Second.
Second, Dan. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any oppositions? Motion carries. Number 6, Motion to waive the fee for the Elizabeth Township Women's Club to use the community center to make hoagies on April 9th, 2021 for fundraising. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Kyle,
Second.
second, Rich. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And good luck with the fundraiser for the Elizabeth Township Women's Club. Hope you do well with that. Number 7, motion to cancel the advisory contract with Columbus Macro LLC effective March 1st, 2021. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Dan, second.
Was Andrew.
Andrew. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 8, motion to execute the municipal sewer shutoff agreement between Elizabeth Township and Pennsylvania American Water Company is required to comply with the provisions of Utility Tenants' Rights Act. I need a motion, please.
So moved. Motion. Second.
We have Andrew, the first motion, Rob, the second. Discussion. Matt, you want to talk, or Greg, you want to talk about this one, please?
It was a letter sent to us by PA American Water to sign an agreement with them that authorizes them to notify I don't have it in front of me. I apologize. To notify tenants that if we plan to shut off any utilities for any reason, we have to go through PA American Water and they'll do the notifications. That's basically it. It's kind of a new contract. They've sent it to every municipality within their jurisdiction, and it's due by the end of this month. So I had to get it on the agenda.
Yeah, what I read, and they're just complying with whatever the updated laws are on shut-off procedures. There is like a 30-day notice of termination procedure. A clause for either party. So if we, for some reason, it's not working or we don't want them to do it, we can certainly terminate the contract without any cause. So it's easy to get out of, but they want it, and I'm okay with it.
The question that I would have is that there is a word tenant in here. Is this separate from the contract that we have with them for residents that get behind in their water bills?
I believe it's one and the same. Correct, Matt?
I believe it's the same, Kyle. Yeah, I think it's the same.
Okay.
I mean, they go through, just so you all know, I mean, they go through these notice procedures anyway before a shut off. I mean, that's what the PUC requires of them. So I think these are PUC regulations on the notices that they have to give prior to shutting anybody off.
They want the township to be aware of these notices.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything unique. I just think they're actually putting it in writing and having the township sign off on what they've been doing.
Well, we've had an agreement in place with them before regarding residents that are delinquent, and that had to do with the timing of the year also. In other words, some townships were not allowed to shut them off in December, January, February, March.
Yeah, that's actually a law as well that's already in place that says they can't do it during certain times of year, I believe.
Well, what I'm saying there is that we entered into a contract with PAWC to waive that so that we could do it at any time.
Well,
I don't know if it's part of this or not. I
think the document, I do believe the document's in your packet. I think it was sent.
It is.
Yeah. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 9, motion to advertise an ordinance amending Chapter 15, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Part 4, General Parking Regulations. Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Dan, second.
Second.
Thanks, Rich. Any discussion on this motion? Greg, do you want to comment on this one? I would ask John, he's not here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, there is 2 ordinances. One, so we heard basically, in a nutshell, we have defined improved parking surface. So the idea is that we no longer are plan to allow residents or their people visiting their homes to park in the grass. It has to be an improved surface. We define some of that as it has to be, made of certain materials, paving, gravel. It can't just be dirt that tracks mud all over the township and all over the streets. It has to be connected to another improved surface. And then we also pulled some of the definitions from ordinance 959 into that ordinance. So that just defines what a vehicle is and what a motor vehicle is. So we had some really good already approved definitions we wanted to use. Gets a little complicated because we keep going back and forth, but
Well, this
and
is
then
some of the.
lastly, we addressed the storage of trailers, campers, and motorhomes, that they do need to be on an improved surface, and they can't block the site of an intersection. And if it's considered a nuisance by the inspecting township official, they could be asked to move it.
This addresses some of the concerns I think we've had some residents.
Yeah, actually over the last year, to be honest, and there's more coming, but this kind of sets the stage to get these ordinances moving in the right direction.
Steve, you're good with with enforcing those guidelines, I would assume?
Yeah, John and I work pretty closely together on them.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then the next motion, number 10, motion to advertise an ordinance amending ordinance 959 in chapter 10, health and safety, part 3, storage of motor vehicles. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Dan, second. Kyle, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we're going to go to expenditure items. These will be roll call motions, please. So we will do roll call, Mr. Butler, on these ones. Motion to approve the general fund warrant dated March 1st, 2021 in the amount of $618,492.31. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Rob, second.
Second.
Second, Dan. Any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Butler.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
and President Rocco.
Yes. Motion passes. Number 2, motion to approve the sanitary fund bill warrant dated March 1st, 2021 in the amount of $218,043.05. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Kyle Walk, second.
Second.
Dan. We got a second with Dan. Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Butler.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Rocco.
Yes. Number 3, motion to approve bond requisition number 82 in the amount of $1,222,616.67. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Kyle, motion, second. I'll second.
Second.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Any discussion?
No.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Rocco.
Yes. Motion to ratify the Board of Commissioners vote to purchase a street sweeper and municipal bid for $43,100 plus a $3,879 buyer's fee. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Kyle Walks, second, Rich Algieri. Discussion on this? Mr. Walk, you want to talk about?
Oh, sure. So Paul had found this on Municipid, and it came from Brentwood. And I had called one of the commissioners that I know in Brentwood, and the reason that it was up for sale was that they had purchased a smaller one because this one was too big for their city streets. Paul did a little research on these things and found out that a comparable machine with more mileage on it was considerably higher, $70,000. So Paul went ahead and looked at it and found it to be worthy and went on municipal bid, and we got it. I think this is great. It'll really help in with MS4 and all those people parking on their lawns now. We can clean up all their dirt.
And just so we know too, we had money budgeted for the rental of a street sweeper, and also we sold some other equipment that will help offset the cost of this. I know we sold what, Paul? We sold a truck, and what was the numbers, Paul? I mean, close to $26,000 on some of those products, right?
Yeah, the 26,000 we got from the sale of the trailer and the dump truck that we replaced. Then the budgeted amount for the 1 month rental was 11,500. So we were at 37.5, 37.6 that we already had basically the money there for.
Right.
Just a little minor comment here. I can't believe that we got $5,000 for that piece of crap pickup that that they were using for.
Let's not get that out too loud.
That thing wasn't worth scrap.
No sense. Okay, I think we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Rocco.
Yes. Number 5, motion to approve the expenditures for the Elizabethtown and Zoning Hearing Board solicitor for 2021 at a yearly retainer of $5,000 payable in monthly increments of $416. Fees and additional retainer shall be at a rate of $200 per hour. Additional fees and costs for contested cases and appeals should be subject to a yearly maximum of $5,000 per appeal. Motion,
So moved.
Rich, second.
I'll second it.
Second, Andrew. Any discussion?
I have a little bit of discussion. We talked about this before. I don't remember the $200 per hour. So there's meetings to be attended, and I'm assuming that's what the retainer's for. But Matt, can you give us some idea of what he might incur as far as why an hour extra hourly charges?
I don't, to be honest with you, this is the first I'm seeing of it, so I don't really. I always thought that he had a flat fee yearly retainer, and we only paid him extra if there was an appeal.
Yeah. Because that could get dangerous.
Yeah. Greg, do you want to comment on that? Is there anything? I know that is change. I think it's different than what we had last year, correct?
Yeah, I can't speak to that. This is verbatim what he sent me. I know we haven't had a zoning appeal in quite a while. That doesn't mean we won't have one. But he doesn't really define fees in addition to, I guess.
I'm thinking what he's saying is that he's going to have the retainer, and then he's going to have additional fees for appeals, which I think that was understood. He's going to bill those appeals at $200 an hour and cap it at $5,000 an appeal. I think that's what he's saying, but
that's not how it's written.
It's not real clear. Yeah, it's not real clear.
Matt, I'm going to ask if we could pull this and go back to get some additional information from him.
Yeah, Bar, you can, if you have a motion and second, you can either have the person that made it withdraw the motion, or you can do a most formal motion to table. It's up to you.
Can we have the person withdraw the motion, whoever that was? Is that Rich?
I'll withdraw.
Thank you. And the second as well. And then what we'll do is if we could, Greg, go back to our solicitor for the zoning hearing board to see if we can clarify that, and we'll address it next meeting.
So you're looking for clarity on the like a definition of what the fees might be.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Greg, like I said, I think what he's saying is it's just the retainer for his monthly retainer is the yearly retainer for all the zoning cases, unless it gets appealed. Then he's going to bill those at $200 an hour and cap them at $5. I think that's what he's saying.
Okay, I'll clarify that.
We should pull the old contract and look at it first.
Yeah, I'll make another comment too, because we have a solicitor for Shaycog on retainer, and his retainer is $75 per meeting. Now, where's this $416 a month come in, and they don't even meet every month.
Well, the other thing, in my opinion, I think it's always better to have solicitors under a flat rate instead of by the hour. before we had solicitor Rakunas, we had solicitors that were charging us, $300,000 a year. And after going to a flat rate, we ended up paying a third of that, if that even. So I would prefer to be on a flat rate
Well,
as
yeah,
opposed to hourly.
I would too.
We'll get some clarification and we'll move on. Number 6, motion to hire Jessica Grundlet as a full-time code enforcement office administrative assistant at a rate of $60 per hour. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
And a second. Second. Any discussion? I'll comment on this. I know that Jessica's been really doing a wonderful job in our offices. She's been helping Greg and had a conversation with her last week, talking about a little bit of her work and her career plans. And I think she's a great addition to the team over there. And I highly recommend that we approve this tonight. So Greg, do you want to add anything?
Oh, I'll just echo what you just said. She's been working on both the code enforcement side and the office administrative side. Very effective in both roles. Quick learner, self-motivated, and doesn't need a lot of training. So she's very, very helpful.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Rocco.
Yes. Number 7, motion to approve a 2-week inclement weather construction extension to W.A. Petrakis Contracting LLC and Alex Paris Contracting Company for the Force Main project. The Regional Trail Corporation has agreed to the said 2-week extension contingent on approval of this motion. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Dan and then Kyle second. Any discussion? I think we talked about this with Mr. Mowry, so let's have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Rocco.
Yes. Number 8, motion to retain Jeff Mills as special counsel for bond matters relating to the Penvest Infrastructure Investment Authority borrowing at a rate to be reviewed and approved by Penvest. Council fees to be based on the Penvest allocated fee structure. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Andrew. Second.
Second.
Second for Kyle. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Greg.
Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
and President Rocco.
Yes. And I'm going to add another agenda item. This was for a motion to award the bids for the pump station and electrical bids for the, how would I say that, pump station project, I guess? Is that how that would go?
Yes.
And I need a motion in a second, then we'll ask for public comment. Is that correct, Pat? Need a motion, please?
So moved.
Second? I'll second it. Any public comment? Any discussion from the board members?
Hey, Mr. President, I just want to ask you, just to clarify the motion. Is
Yes.
this a motion to enter into a motion to notify the lowest bidder of the project with a intent to award?
Because it's contingent upon the
I just wanted to clarify the language that we're not awarding a bid. We are giving them a notice of the intent to award.
I think that's correct.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
just want to clarify.
Would that be correct, Mr. Mallory? Is that what you need from us tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
That's my understanding as well, Bart. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the actual award will come once we work through the Penvest process, and I'll get a better answer because we have a call this week with them. And once we start getting them the paperwork, we'll probably need an official motion from the township accepting it, but I want to kind of work through the initial Penvest process first.
So you want to read, can you read that back, Greg? I want to make sure the board's clear with this motion.
I didn't, I'm sorry, I didn't take good notes. Motion to
We'll have Mal.
award, motion to award a notice of intent to award the lowest bidder.
Motion to, what do you want to do, John? Motion to notify the lowest bidder with a notice of intent?
Yeah,
on
the
the
basically,
station project?
yeah, basically it's a motion of intent to award contracts 2020-02 and 2020-03 to Mealy and Sons, and contracts 2020-04 and 2020-05 to Allegheny City Electric.
Thank you, John.
Yep.
We need a roll call when you're ready, Greg.
Okay, Commissioner Walk,
Yes.
Commissioner Kuzma,
Yes.
Commissioner Algieri,
Yes.
Commissioner Roderick,
Yes.
Commissioner Poyer,
Yes.
President Rocco.
Yes. Okay. Anything else for the good of the order?
Nope.
Okay, a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
So moved.
Dan and Andrew, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Hey, guys, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. See you guys. Thanks. See ya.
Bye-bye.